Automated email funnels are the backbone of any good online business, especially if you want a passive income stream. But for whatever reason, people out there seem to make email funnels way more complicated than they need to be. Today, I want to just simplify the crud out of your email funnel so that you understand what you need to put in it for it to be profitable and to make money. So there's just 3 elements that any good email funnel needs. You don't need a bunch of segmentation. You don't need a bunch of automation. You just need one simple funnel that has these 3 elements, just a handful of emails, and you can serve a ton of people and you can sell your products automatically 24/7. Let's discuss. Welcome to episode 127 of The Graham Cochran Show, where I'm here to help you build your online business, work less, and live and give more. I'm your host, Graham Cochran, pumped to hang out with you today. Honored to have some time. Thanks for listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get this show. Or if you're watching here on YouTube, appreciate it. As always, thanks for the comments. Good engagement, good conversations happening in the comments below these videos. So it's fun. I love seeing what you guys are doing. I love seeing light bulbs go off. I love the motivation too. So many of you are action takers. You're literally telling me, I'm going to go do this. I love that accountability. I see you and I'm grateful for you. And I'm excited for you because action takers get rewarded, and I know you will as well. We're going to dive into a real practical episode today. Email funnels are so foundational. And so I'm going to explain really quickly what an email funnel is and why it's critical, but then I'm going to give you the 3 elements you need for it to be profitable. And to make it even easier for you, I want to give you basically an email funnel template. I want to give you my 5-day product pitch email sequence. This is an example of one of my 5-day email funnels that I used for years to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars for one specific course, but you can follow it as a guide as sort of how you could structure your own email funnel. It's just a way to do it, not the only way, not even the only way I do it, but a really good proven way to do it. It's over 5 days and it takes your audience and gives them a ton of value and transitions really beautifully into a pitch. So it's free. I want to give it to you. At least check it out and see if it's something you can use and build your email funnel off of. Just go to the link below if you're watching on YouTube or grahamcochran.com/5 days. That's the number 5 days. grahamcochran.com/5 days and grab my 5-day product pitch email funnel. Okay, so an email funnel is a term that has become very popular. There's a couple of gurus out there that have the word funnel in a bunch of their trainings and their live conferences. And so it sounds very complex, but it's no different than any kind of business. Every business has a traditional sales funnel, and a funnel is a shape, right? It's wide at the top, narrow at the bottom, and that visual makes sense. Everyone that interacts with your brand, imagine them interacting with the top of the funnel. They watch a video of yours, that's very broad, that's top of funnel. They see an ad of yours, it's broad, that's top of funnel. They hear about you on a podcast, okay? This is the widest net, the largest reach is gonna be at the top of the funnel. And then as people choose to go deeper with you, choose to find out more about you, generally speaking, if you're smart, you're going to try to get their email address. And that's what's going to allow people to go through your predetermined process, sales funnel. These are emails. And so there's going to be fewer people that dive into the funnel than see who you are and watch what you're doing. There's going to be a lot of lurkers that watch you and pay attention to you that you don't even see in any of the numbers. But there's going to be a smaller group that actually opt into your funnel. And then as you go deeper to the point of purchasing, or I should say promoting an offer for them to purchase, there's going to be fewer people in that funnel, right? It's getting narrower at the bottom, hence that shape. So a funnel is more of a concept. Every business kind of has some kind of sales process that they funnel people through from prospects to buyers. But what we do online is an email version of the funnel. And so all a funnel is, like I've had someone ask me, Graham, can Kajabi do funnels? Do I need, ClickFunnels, which is a very popular product by Russell Brunson, right? ClickFunnels, do I need ClickFunnels? Well, no, you don't, because Kajabi is functionally the competitor of ClickFunnels. But you don't need any special tool to create a funnel. All you do need is an email marketing platform. So this could be MailChimp. That's how I got started. This could be ConvertKit. This could be Aweber. This could be Kajabi. This could be ClickFunnels, but you just need a tool that does your emails. And then these tools, and that's how you build a list, you send out your broadcast emails every week or whenever you want. But the power of email marketing to me is in the automation. And so all we're talking about when we say a funnel is a series of pre-written emails, like the 5 that I share with you in my 5-day product pitch email funnel that you can download. That's an example. They're just emails that have been pre-written. They're uploaded into your email marketing platform, your MailChimp, your ConvertKit, your Kajabi, what have you. And they are scheduled, automated to go out at a certain interval that you determine based off of when somebody joins your list. So if I saw one of your videos and thought it was an amazing video and you offered me this amazing guide at the end of the video, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. And I type in my email address. Now I'm on your email list. You would have a simple automation set up in your email marketing platform to say, okay, Graham is a new subscriber. Start to send him these 3 emails, 5 emails, 20 emails, whatever it is, over these certain number of days. And all I see from the user's perspective is I get follow-up emails from you. And those emails are going to do these 3 things that I'm about to share with you. And ultimately, the goal of those emails for you as the business owner is to convert me into a customer. And ultimately, if the emails are done right, the goal for me as the consumer is to enjoy them, get value out of them, and find use out of them. Otherwise, I'm going to click the unsubscribe link, which is fine. People do that every day for me. So that is all an email funnel is. It's just some emails. You don't need a bunch of automation. You don't need a bunch of segmentation. You don't need to download Funnelytics and have this graph of, well, they go to this opt-in, and then if they say yes or no, it's like choose your own adventure. Then they go here, then they go here. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need to write a few emails that cover these 3 things. You will make money. Okay, that's what I've been doing for 12 years. It works, simple work. So let's break down those 3 things. There's a lot of ways to do this. That's what I love about writing email funnels is there are a lot of ways to write emails, angles to go with, long or short, a lot of emails, fewer emails. So I'm not going to give you a prescriptive way to do it, but you do need to include these 3 elements to ensure that your email funnel is profitable. Are you ready? Everybody said yes. Okay, let's do this. Number 1 is you need a value add or multiple value adds. What does this mean? It's very simple. You need some emails that just simply add value to the person. So if you do what I teach, you're not running an advertisement on Facebook or whatever. You're putting out free content that's organic, and they've found it, they've engaged with it because you're creating searchable stuff for the search engines, YouTube, Google, etc. They find it, they like it, so they've already found your video or your podcast or your article valuable. Even a social media post, that could count if they found it. And then you offer them a free lead magnet, an additional piece of valuable content that in order to get, they just have to give you their email address so you can email it to them. If they've downloaded that, they've gotten 2 valuable things from you. The first was the free piece of content, how they found you. And the second, at the very least, was the lead magnet. Even if they haven't read it, watched it, engaged with that lead magnet, they've wanted it, they've downloaded it. Now, what we want to do is over-deliver and add even more value. The secret to online business is to do something that I do, which is to run with the value circle. I call it the value circle, and it's a framework for how my business works. And the first part of the value circle is to give generously for free, okay? The second thing is to over-deliver on the free stuff, which very few people do. Very few people give away free stuff, and then people realize, okay, I got to give away free stuff, and most of that is garbage. It's just sort of like they know they're supposed to, they've heard about it, so they give away some free content. But very few people, after people engage with the free content and download the lead magnet, very few people over-deliver with more free, amazing value. And that's what we want to do first in this email. So what does this mean? This could be an additional PDF. If they downloaded a guide, this could be an additional video. This could just be an email or 2 or 3 that just teach something in depth. For example, in one of my funnels, if you download a guide or a lead magnet, I'm going to immediately send you an email that gives you a guide called The Simple Math to Making $5,000 a Month. Okay, this is an additional guide that I could use as a lead magnet. I don't. I keep it behind the curtains as an over deliver for you so that you download something of mine that you want. And then immediately, not only do you get that, but I say, hey, I wanted to just love on you some more and say, thank you for joining my list. Here is this another guide that helps you. There's multiple ways to make $5,000 a month. Check it out. And it breaks down all the math so you can see a variety of ways to get there. It's a really awesome guide. That's an over deliver. That is a value add. In one of my funnels, I send an email that's got just a thumbnail of a video, and it's a video I shot just for my email list. It's not on YouTube here. It's not anywhere else. And it's called The 3 Secrets to Online Business. And this is sort of a candid look at, you see all the online business gurus talking about this and that and sharing how awesome they are and their lifestyle is. And if you just follow them, you too can have this awesome lifestyle. But there's some secrets to why they are successful, if they are successful. And I pull back the curtain on some of those well-kept secrets. People don't really talk about it. And it's just a video. It's just me talking to the camera, sharing 3 powerful things and insights. And it's not posted publicly. It's just for people on my email list. These are examples of value adds. If you download my 5-day product pitch email that I gave you here at the top of this episode, just link below or go to grahamcochrane.com/5days, the number 5. That is a different example of a value add. There's no free bonus guide or video, but the first couple of emails in that email funnel are teaching specific tricks and hacks. So it's like having hidden blog posts that now that you've downloaded my lead magnet, you're on my list, say, hey, over the next couple of days, I want to share with you these 3 amazing tricks that I'm using to get whatever result that you can use. So today, let's talk about this. And then it's boom, 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 boom. Tomorrow, watch your inbox. I'm going to teach you this trick. So all you're doing is just adding immense value by giving real didactic, relevant content to them. So I hope that's obvious, but your email funnel can't just be one giant sales pitch. I don't know if that's what you've learned. That doesn't work. You need to continue to add value. That is so, so important. That builds trust, that builds likability, it builds credibility, and it makes people feel like, wow, I'm glad I'm on this person's list. I'm going to see what else he or she has to say because this has been valuable so far. And people stick around if there's value. If there's not, they leave. I mean, that's the beauty of capitalism. Is if a business is delivering value, people will continue to stay customers. And if a business no longer provides value, your customers are going to go somewhere else because they have the freedom to do that. They have choice. And so that business will suffer. It puts the onus on the business to continue to deliver value. And we want to do that for free in our email funnel. So value add is number 1. Number 2, you need to establish authority. So a good email funnel establishes authority. What do I mean? For people to want to buy from you, they need to perceive you as authoritative in your space. Now, there's a difference between having authority, having credibility, and being a so-called expert. And I'm using air quotes if you're listening to the podcast. So many of us that get into the content game and create an online business are insecure, myself included, and we struggle to understand why somebody would pay attention to our content, buy from us, trust us, if we are not an expert, if we don't have a degree in this subject, if we don't have fancy letters at the end of our names, if we don't have some kind of certification, or if we aren't, signed off on by some super big celebrity or major media outlets, it seems hard for us to believe people will take us seriously and buy our products. I address a lot of this in my book upcoming on how this is just a real psychological barrier for people. But the reality is people don't buy from experts. They don't care if you're an expert. What they care about is, can you get them results? Now, we are, though, as humans, looking to follow people that we think have authority. And authority can mean a lot of different things. We don't want to follow people who seem like so insecure, like, well, I don't know. I mean, you could try what I'm teaching you, but I don't know if it's going to work for you. I mean, no one wants to follow that. It's very sheepish. Now, you might actually believe that in your heart, but you cannot portray that. You have to lead with confidence. And confidence doesn't have to be faked, but you have to find that place in yourself where you're like, where have I actually helped people? Can I actually help people? Because you can. You have. Even if it was your friend or your neighbor or your mom or your brother, you've helped somebody in your area. So you have to, wherever you help somebody, you have to keep that in your mind and lead with confidence there and say, I can help people because I've helped people in the past, and I'm sure I can help this person. That starts it with confidence, but you then need to have tangible ways to show your authority in your email funnel. This does not have to be a love me wall, and this certainly does not have to be the whole email funnel. Please don't. Just you subtly sneak it in there. So what do I mean? If you have any press, if you've been written up in any kind of media outlet that somebody would know, mention that, okay? Any other social proof online, if you've been on anybody's podcast or been interviewed by anybody or anything like that. For example, for the Recording Revolution, for years, I've led in my funnel with a picture of me on the Pensado's Place show with Dave Pensado and Herb, his manager. Dave Pensado is a Grammy Award-winning mix engineer, produced a lot of major records, and he has a show that for years was super popular, and he would interview the biggest names in the music business, music producers, audio people, and through a series of connections, I had connected with Dave multiple times, interviewed him, had him on my YouTube channel, but I got to go out to LA and be interviewed, be a guest on his show, and my audience would know who he is and know the show and see that as like, wow, Graham's on the show. I see a picture of him smiling with Dave, with Herb, at the studio, on set. They associate me with him, therefore they associate me with professionalism, with Grammy Award-winning producers and engineers. For me, that was a way to establish authority by just having a picture of me in the first email saying, hey, so glad to have you here. I love teaching this stuff. You know, this is a fun picture of me on the Pensado's Place show, is a highlight of mine. Love Dave, what he teaches, learned a lot from him, blah, blah, blah. I just sort of sneak it in to establish some authority. If I had Grammys to my name, I would mention those. If there was artists I'd produced that had millions of streams, I would mention that subtly. Which leads me to another way that you can establish authority. If you don't have any press, if you don't have any other big social proof online, do you have any student success stories? Do you have one student that has gone from some typical place where most of your students are at the beginning of their journey to the dream that everybody wants? If you're a fitness expert or a fitness coach, do you have someone who is overweight and unhealthy? Do you have a before picture and then an amazing after picture where they look ripped and super attractive and super healthy and super happy? Just even one of those examples where you get to just brag on your student and subtly thereby you're bragging on yourself in terms of what you can bring to the table, those go great. Like that, student success stories are a great thing to implement into your email funnel. Because it not only gives you authority, like, wow, this guy got this person results, but it creates some aspirational content for your people where they're reading an email, seeing sort of before and after, hearing a before and after of one of your students, and they're putting themselves in your student's shoes and saying, wow, I want that result too. I want to be her. I want to be there. And so they see what's possible, not just you telling them what you can do, but hey, here's what I've done with the student. And so you're like, that could be me, and that's what I want. And if you don't have any of those, at the very least, you have your own success story. You wouldn't be able to teach anybody anything if you hadn't already had some success or progress in your journey. For example, when I started out the Recording Revolution, my first business, I didn't have any contacts in the music industry. I didn't have any press. I didn't even have any student success stories yet. All I had was my own story. And so I would use my own story a lot. And I would say things like, when I was in college, going to audio school, my recording sounded awful. And here I am sitting in a nice studio, working with really good equipment and realizing that I'm not able to get good results. Even I'm in a multi-million-dollar studio with all the equipment you could ever want. My stuff still sounds like poop. And that's when I realized I'm the problem. I'm the bottleneck. Your equipment isn't going to make your recording sound good if you aren't good at recording. And so I had to work on myself. I learned a few skills, and now I'm able to record music for bands, and I'm able to do this for a living. And here's some of my latest work, and I've learned certain things. And even though I wasn't the best in the world, and now I'm done with the story, I was able to share with people my journey my progress of like being like confused about all these audio related things. And I would drop all the lingo that my people would associate with me. Yeah, that's confusing. And then I could talk about the things I've learned and what and all that is establishing authority of like, wow, Graham has been on a story of struggle, right? He's had a story of struggle and he's come to some solutions. This is sales copy language that I teach in some of my courses, and I teach sometimes here on the channel, which is you need to share that your story of struggle personally, because it's something people will identify with. It shows that you're human, shows that you've come from where they've come from. And then you need to have some solution. You've figured something out. Maybe not everything, but you figure something out that can establish authority. So weave that in. That could be in your first email. That can be in your second email. But the point is, a good email funnel is you've already added value. You're adding value still for free. And you're establishing authority so people go, man, I really should pay attention to her. Man, she's sharp. Or man, he's been through a lot. Wow, I didn't realize that. I just listened to an episode of his podcast, but then I had no idea that he was on food stamps and then it was able to build a 7-figure business. I mean, all of that is establishing authority. So use whatever you have to establish authority. And again, you can do this in a way that's humble, in a way that's just sharing like, look, I can help you. And I'm not being arrogant here. I've had some results with myself or my clients, or I've been dropped in, these media outlets have interviewed me. And so I'm not just a nobody. I'm here to help you and I can help you. And then the third and most important, if you have these other two, is a relevant offer. That's the third element you need in a profitable email funnel, is a relevant offer. 2 simple words, both are important. A, you need an offer. You need to pitch something. You're not going to make money in your email funnel if you don't offer anything for them to buy, right? Pretty obvious. But a lot of times people don't get this. They think they need to spend days and weeks building rapport, establishing authority, building a relationship, and they never get around to selling anything. And by that time, my friend, your audience has moved on. Our attention spans in the modern age, it's 2021 as I'm talking about this, are just getting shorter and shorter. And so maybe 10 years ago, long drawn out email funnels with a lot of stories and a lot of free content is what was needed, and people had the patience for that to feel like they trust you. And then 2 weeks in, I mean, I remember being taught that you wait 2 weeks to pitch in your email funnel because you need 2 weeks to build up authority and establish trust. No more. 2 weeks is 2 weeks too long. You got to pitch way sooner than that, ideally in the first week and ideally in the first few days. But the idea here is you can establish authority, which we talked about, quicker than 2 weeks. And you must get to an offer if you want to make money. But that offer must be relevant to them and relevant to what you've been covering in your email funnel, okay? And this is where sometimes people get it wrong. They've got a product they want to sell, and then they have a funnel of emails they're trying to write that they think will get opened, but the two don't really relate too much. So if you are a fitness instructor, we'll use that example again, and if your lead magnet and your email sequence so far, your funnel, is really talking about food, like hacks for like what to eat and not to eat to lose weight and to build muscle, then you should probably sell a food-related product. It's not impossible to sell just a straight-up workout routine product, but if you've been talking about food, it would make sense to sell some sort of food-related course, or at least make sure you have a course that's super related to food or has a huge element on food so you can transition to it. It's relevant to what you've been talking about. You also need to make sure that the offer is relevant to your audience. You can have great content and a great lead magnet and great emails that is relevant to your audience, but you have something totally different to sell. So, for example, if you have high ticket coaching that's very niche, but your content that's front facing, your lead magnet and your email funnel is very broad facing and not quite as niche as your high ticket coaching, it's going to be hard to transition into pitching your high ticket coaching if it's not super relevant to the people that are like opting into your email list. You need to think through who are these people. And this is why I like to put products in my funnel, or at least first in my funnel, that are the most relevant to the most amount of people, the widest possible appeal. And it's generally going to be your best seller if you have multiple courses. So for example, in the Recording Revolution space, I have content and products relating to recording, which is the microphones and actually capturing the recording. Then I have products related to mixing. That's sort of the post-production, like editing, doctoring it up, making it sound better. I have products related to turning your recording studio into an online business, like turning it into a freelance-based business. I have products related to building your fan base. I have products related to goal setting and releasing your first EP to the world and getting it up on Spotify. I have all these different products, but I have learned that what is most relevant to most of my people is one thing, and that is mixing, which is a specific subset of skills inside of audio production. Mixing, not even recording, not even growing your fan base. These would all be things that are good and you would think would be popular, but mixing is what my people want the most. So the product I lead out with, the relevant offer in my funnel, is my flagship mixing course. I hope that makes sense. So think through, if you have multiple products, if you only have one, this is pretty easy. Just make sure that it's a product that your people really want, and then make sure you write emails that just segue perfectly into that product. You need a relevant offer. So whether it's your course, your membership, coaching, it needs to directly line up with the content of the funnel and be relevant to your people. That should be obvious, having a relevant offer, but it's not always. And that's one reason why some people might have funnels that good open rates, good click-through rates, people are enjoying the content, and then they don't buy. It could be that it's just not the right offer for your people. So we need to come up with a different offer. Another way to think about offers, if you have multiple products, is you don't always just have to sell one product. You can bundle, especially if you're in a platform like Kajabi, you can easily create a new offer that bundles multiple products together at a discount price point and make it a sort of limited time offer, or make it like a cool, like, hey, if this has been valuable to you, I want you to buy my whatever bundle, or my all access bundle, where you're going to get all these different courses at a steep discount just for you because you joined my list. That's a great way to create something relevant to your audience by turning multiple products into one mega product and offering them some incentive to buy it because maybe it's discounted if you buy it all together. That's it. If your email funnel, again, these are just pre-written emails, add value and over-deliver, additional guides, videos, just straight up teaching the emails. If you establish authority and then have a relevant offer, it will convert. That's all a good email funnel needs to do. People need to feel like they're not going to get crap and spam from joining your list. So that's the value add piece. And so you train people to want to continue to open your emails. People need to know that you are worth listening to and that you can actually help them. That's the authority piece, especially if they just found you for the first time with one piece of content online. So you want to continue to establish authority and share why they should listen to you. And this might be uncomfortable at first if you don't want to brag about yourself, or if you're just insecure and struggling with imposter syndrome. I get it. But you need to be confident, and you need to think through and make sure that you present yourself in a way that they actually want to follow you. Would you want to follow you? If not, we need to go back to the drawing board. There's something about you that's follow worthy. You just need to articulate it well. And that might take some brainstorming. Maybe get a friend to help you flesh it out. But you need to establish that authority, and you can do it in a humble way. And then you need to present a relevant offer, something that's like, oh, dude, I do want that. Whether they can buy it or not, that's not the point. Most people won't buy it, but it needs to be something that everybody at least wants. And they're like, dude, that's awesome. If you want a good example of how to do all three of these things, then check out my 5-day product pitch email. It's a simple email funnel that's 5 emails. You send them out right after people opt in. It's a good template. It's a starting point for you. If you've never written an email funnel, it'll help you out a ton. It has made a lot of money for me, and it's built on the concept of generosity, giving a lot of value. It's not too salesy. It transitions beautifully into the pitch. I think it'll give you a good taste of what's possible. Just go to grahamcochrane.com/5days. That's the number 5, grahamcochrane.com/5days. Now, let me know in a comment below if you're watching on YouTube, are you using all 3 of these elements in your funnel? And if you aren't, which one do you think you need to include that is missing? If you've been writing email funnels, let me know in a comment below if you found one of these elements harder than the others to put in. Everyone's going to be a little bit different, but I'd love to know where you're stuck on adding these 3 elements to your profitable email funnel. All right. That's it for today, my friend. Happy email funnel crafting. Write something that's going to really help people, add value, something that you'd be excited to open up and read, and it's going to convert. I'm sure of it. That'll make you a lot of money on autopilot, which is the best. That's what allows you to live a more free life, is the automated email funnel. This is the backbone of a good passive income business. So let's get this right. Doesn't have to be perfect, but make a good one. You can improve upon it later. And I'd love to hear the results you are getting. That's all for today, my friend. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you on another episode real soon.